So all your pending videos are uploaded. You can access them from your site. Right. So we'll continue with the next concept. We are done in the last session about. We have done in the previous session. We have done about update triggers. Do anyone has any query on the update triggers? People have followed the concept. So what are the variables we have? Trigger.old, trigger.new, trigger.oldmap, trigger.new. Okay. Now let us go to the next part of the story. We want to understand delete triggers and undelete triggers and recursive triggers. Then we'll go with some use cases to implement this. Now the point here. What are delete triggers? Whenever we make an attempt to, whenever we are trying to delete the data from the table. So we have a table here. This is the data what we have in the table. So this is the data what I have in the table. If I was trying to delete any one of the records out of this data, few records I was trying to delete. These two records we are trying to delete. Out of this data, these few records I was trying to delete. So the records which we are trying to delete, they are referred as trigger.old. Out of the records which we are trying to delete, trigger.old, I have a list of record. Out of these few records I want to delete. Whichever the records we want to delete, those records are in trigger.old. The records which I want to delete, those records are in trigger.old. Then, the moment I say delete, when I say delete, what happened here? Before delete, trigger will be running here. After running the before delete trigger, then it goes to the data. Then the data is deleted permanently. Then only this is the data which is left out. This is the data which is left out. Then after delete trigger will run. Then after delete trigger will run. We have a list of records. Then trigger.old. The list of records which we are trying to delete, they are in trigger.old. I clicked on delete. Before delete, then records are deleted. Then after delete. Now, which records we are trying to delete? The data which is there in the table, only those records I am trying to delete. If records are already there in the table, we have. Now, in the before delete trigger, if I write a SQL query, which data we are going to get? In the before delete trigger, if I write a SQL query, which records I will get? TCS, Dell, Capital. Because the records are not yet deleted. Before the records are deleted, As the records are not yet deleted, if I write a SQL query, I get TCS, Dell, and Capital. Before the records are deleted, then we are going to get TCS, Dell, Capital. Once the records are deleted, we have TCS, Hyderabad, W1. Then after delete, in the after delete, if I write a SQL query, I'm going to get only TCS. We are going to get only TCS. Is that was clear for everyone? Am I clear with this? Am I clear with this? Right. So delete trigger. Whenever you are making an attempt to delete the records, whenever I am making an attempt to delete the records, whenever I am making an attempt to delete the records, then we go for delete triggers. I hope you're good. Before delete, after delete. Before delete, after delete. Now, let us take some use cases. Let us take some use cases. I'll give an example here. Payment object, employee is a parent. There is a lookup relation. I told don't allow the deletion of parent record when it has a change. So if two objects are connected by, master detail relation or a lookup relation, these two objects are connected by lookup relation. Now, when two objects are connected by a lookup relation, when I am trying to delete a parent record called testing, it says you cannot delete because it has a chain. It says you cannot delete because it has a chain. It says you cannot delete because it has a chain. Right. Now, what is my requirement? Whenever we are trying to delete a record, first delete child records, if any, then delete me. If you are making an attempt to delete me, first check, are there any child records for me? If there are any child records, delete them first, then delete me. Are you getting my point? Are you getting my point? So if there are any child records, first delete those child records, then you delete me. If there are any child records, first delete those child records, then delete me. I hope you are good. Am I clear? Okay. Then how it is possible? Go to the delete trigger. What is the object name? Payment, okay, employee object. So we had employee handler. Get this record. So what I'm doing, whichever the employees I'm trying to delete, first fetch all those employee IDs. Fetch the, instead of list, can't I take map? This is old map only, no? It is an old map and old is there, right? Old map and old. Old will have a list of record. Old map will have map of record. Fetch all the employee IDs. Employees, which we are deleting. Set of ID. Get the employee IDs. So whichever the employees we are trying to delete, they are in map. When I say key set, we get the IDs of all the employees which we are trying to delete. Fetch all the payment record. The list of payment. And delete. What did I do? Fetch all the payments of those employees which we are trying to delete. First, to find out which employees we are trying to delete, and write a SQL query to fetch all the payments of those employees. Delete the payments first. Once you delete the payment, then there will be no child. When there is no child, we can delete the parent. Are you getting my point? What is the issue here? We had a lookup relation, and I told don't allow the deletion of parent where it has a child using lookup. Don't allow the deletion of parent when it has a child using lookup relation. I hope you are good. Okay, let us go back. Before delete. Then what I was doing here. Delete me. Whenever you are trying to delete an employee, call this trigger. Trigger will delete the corresponding payments. Then the employee will be deleted. Go back here. Then make an attempt of deleting this. Is that was clear? Record was deleted. Previously it failed because I have a child. Now when I am trying to delete a parent, first delete the corresponding childs, then delete me. Now when it is possible, I am going through before delete trigger. So before delete, after delete. I hope you are good with this concept. Okay. Now let us try to understand. A concept here. Whatever we have done till now, the combination, I'm going to take a couple of use cases. Now this will be a scenario based, okay, a complex scenario based. Try to understand the concept, get more understanding. First, to understand the requirement, I'll take some business logics. Try to understand this business logics. Now I have this is how I got the data. This is how we got the data. When you got the data like this, try to understand the concept. I want to group the records. Based on account ID. This is an account. Let us say this is an account. I want to group the records according to this account. So when you want to group the records, what I was doing, map of ID. For every account, there may be a group of opportunities. List of opportunities. I create a map. ID of the account as a key, list of opportunity as a value. Now for this account, how many opportunities are there? I have a list of opportunities. Let us say this list is given as opti list. List of opportunity. From this opportunity list, take one by one opportunity. From the opportunity list, take one by one opportunity, put them in a map. From the opportunity list, take one by one opportunity, put them in a list. So what I was doing for opportunity, opportunity. What did I do in this case? One by one opportunity I have taken. Just we are trying to understand the logic first. Then I'll try to make a use case. One by one opportunity I have taken. Now I'm saying ID, ACC ID equal to OP dot. Whatever the opportunity you have taken, get the account ID of this opportunity. Any query on this? Opportunity is a child of account, right? Opportunity is a child of account. So I told whichever the opportunity you have taken, give me the account ID of this opportunity. Now what is the account ID? 001. Right. Check if I'll give it boolean flag equal to optimap dot contains key. Now I told whether this opportunity map contains key called 001. Whether the opportunity map contains key called 001. Right now, did you insert any value in the map? There is no value in the map. There is no value in the map, right? So OptiMap contains key. What is the key? ACCD. What is the key here? 001. Does the map contain any key called 001? Does the map contain any key called 001? No. There is no key. If flag equal to flag equal to false. Flag equal to false. That means the map does not contain key. When the map does not contain the key, what I was doing, optimap dot put ACC ID comma if the map does not contain the key, what I'm doing? Okay, put first I've created again. Then, if it is not there, new list dot add OP, put ACC ID comma new list. So tell me what I have done here. If the map is containing the key or not, we are going to get true or false. Now in the first case, what is the value we are going to get? False. Because the map does not contain any key. There are no elements in the map. So map contain a key called 001? No. Then what I told? New list dot add, in the new list add opportunity. Then put ACC ID and value as new list. What is the new list? Opportunity. Why map is expecting a list as a value? So what is the opportunity we got? OP1. Right, boss? Then go to the next one. What is the next one we had? Second opportunity. We'll take a second opportunity. What is OP dot account ID? 002. What is that ID? 002. Right. Any query? Any query? You want to explain? Now, what was this? Now we have opportunity. What is the opportunity ID? 002, right? Opportunity is opted to 002. In this, what is the ID we had? 002. Now, map contains the key 002. Do you have any key called 002 in the map? Map does not contain. Then flag equal to false. When flag equal to false, what I'm doing? New list dot add opportunity. Create a new list. Create a new list. Add opportunity. Add opportunity. Now put optimap dot put ACCID 002. This is what we pick. Right. Next. Now what was the opportunity? Opti 3. What is the account ID? 00. Now, does the map contain key called 001? Yes. Now the map contain the key called 001. I'm checking. Does the map contain any key called 001? Yes. The value is there. Yes, the value is there. Then I'm going for yes. Yes. And else what I'm doing? If already map contains the account ID called 001, then I told new list equal to optimap dot get ACCID. Get me the values which are there for the key. Get me the values which are there for the key. It is opti1. In the map, what is the value we have for 001? Get it. After getting this, then you say new list dot add. Then what elements are there? Opti1, 001, opti3. Get me the old value. Add one more new value to the list. In the map, what is the old value we have? Get that old value. In the 001, we have OP1, 001. Then I told add opportunity 3. Now, what are the elements we have in the list? Opportunity 1, opportunity 3. Then say optimap dot put. Now, what is step here? Again I told put 001. Value is OP1. Okay. Then move to the next one. 002. Already 002 is there? Yes. 002 is there. Then flag equal to false? Wrong. Else. Get me the old value. What is the old value? Opti2, 002. And add opti. Put back in the map. Boss, map key should be unique. If you enter the duplicate key, old values will be replaced with a new value. Okay. Then again go to the next 001. Get the old value, insert the new value. Finally, tell me what is the output you are getting? All the records that belongs to a particular account, all the opportunities that belongs to one particular account, they are grouped here. Am I right or wrong? Right? Account 001, 3 opportunities. Account 002, 2 opportunities. I hope you are good. All right. Let us do the logic again. This is also one of the frequently used business logic. Then, first one I am giving map of ID. Then, what is the code you are writing? ID comma staff. This is what we got. This is what we got here. Now, what is the first thing that we are doing? Take a loop. One by one, opportunity from for opportunity OP. Take one by one opportunity. When you take one by one opportunity, what is the account ID of this opportunity? Get the account ID of the opportunity. Now do you get it? ID, ACC ID equal to OP dot. Till here, anybody has any query? Everyone is good with that? The next one. I told check. Check whether map contains the map contains account ID fetched in the booster. Check whether map contains account ID fetched in the booster. How do you do that? Boolean flag equal to, we have OptiMap contains key. Now, if it is available, the flag equal to true. Flag equal to true means if the map contains, if the map already contains the key, then I am getting list of opportunity. I am modify the code slightly. List of opportunity, my list equal to OptiMap dot get off. Then mileage dot add Opti. Then put OptiMap dot put ACC ID call now. If the map does not contain this, if already map contains, get the old value and add the new value and put back. Whatever the old values are there, get those old values, put the new value and send back to the map. Else, if the map does not contain, then mileage dot add. Then put back. ACC ID, comma. This is my logic. Let us take one by one step and see how this code will run. This is the code what I have. Let us take one by one step. Key value. When I started the operation, there is no key, there is no value. Map is empty. Then map is empty, just it's an empty map. Then we had opportunity. First OP. From the list of opportunity, what is OP? OP is Opti 1001. Opti1 001. Now I told account ID equal to opti dot account ID. So what is the value of ACC ID? ACC ID equal to 001. Opti account ID is what? 001. Then I told, what is it? Opti map. This is the map, Opti map. Opti map dot contains key. Do you have any key called 001? Map does not contain any key called 001. So what happened? Flag equal to false. Then what is the logic? Flag equal to true. No, flag is false. Go back to else. My list. What is my list? Empty. My list dot add OP. Now what is that there in the my list? It is empty. My list dot add OP. So it is OP1 dot. Then they told put ACC ID. What is the value of ACC ID? 001. Value my list. In my list, what we have? Opti1. I hope you are good. Right. Now let us go to the next one. This is done. Again, go to the for loop. The for loop we are taking this one. OP2. Now what is OP? OP2 002. What is OP dot account ID? Account ID is 00. Then Opti map. Map, this is the map. Map contains the key called 002. No, map does not contain. Flag equal to false. Then my list. Again, my list is what? Empty. Empty list. Then flag equal to true. No, false. Again, we go back to my list dot add. In the my list we added Opti2. Then I told OptiMap dot put ACC ID. What is the value of ACC ID? 002. List array bracket. This is how we got it. This is how we got it. The next, go to the map. OP has moved. What is that OP dot account ID? OP dot account ID is what? 001. Now, map contains the key 001. Yes, map contains the key called 001. Flag equal to what? 2. If flag equal to true, flag equal to true, flag equal to true, what I told? I made a small mistake here. What was the mistake? My list equal to OptiMap dot get. First, when the key is there, based on 001, get the value. What is the value we received? We received this one. Once you received, then I told my list dot add opportunity. What is the new opportunity we have? OP3. Get the existing value, add a new opportunity to this. Then put back to the map. When you put back to the map, when I say put 001, comma my list. Whenever we are inserting a duplicate key, old values will be lost, new values will be fetched. Old values are lost, new values are fetched. Okay. Then again, move the OP to the next one. What was that? 002. Does the map contain 002? Yes. Then get the existing values. Get the existing values. For the existing value, add OP4. This is what we got. Put back to the list. So what we received? So opportunity 2 and opportunity 4. hope you're good. So finally, what is the logic here? Grouping all the elements based on the parent ID. Grouping all the elements based on the parent ID. Grouping all the elements based on the parent ID. I hope you got this logic. You got this logic? Am I clear? Am I clear? Am I clear with this? Okay. People are busy in copying.
Hello.
Yeah.
Satish?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I have if flag is true, then you have written on comment, right? My list equal to optimap.get
Not
ID.
comment. It's not a comment. I was supposed to write a code. I missed out.
Yes.
Okay, fine.
Thank you.
Now, this is what we have done. Let us go back. Now, why did we use this logic here? I used this logic here because my intention is to achieve roll-up summary functionality. I want to achieve roll-up summary functionality. What is that roll-up summary functionality? Two objects are connected by lookup relation. Two objects are connected by lookup relation. If two objects are connected by lookup relation, can I achieve roll-up summary? When two objects are connected by lookup relation, can I achieve roll-up summary? Look at this. Roll-up summary is created by, roll-up summary field is created only when they are connected by master entity. Roll-up summary is created only when you create a master detail. Am I right or wrong? Only when you create a master detail, roll-up summary can be created. But what is my intention? I want to create a roll-up summary on two objects which are connected by lookup relation. I want to create a roll-up summary on two objects which are connected by lookup relation. What is the concept of roll-up summary? What is the concept of roll-up summary? Look at this. Parent 1. Now, let us say I have count of number of child records 0. Now, when I create a new contact 1, then what should happen? When a new child record is created for this, increment the count, right? When I increment one more contact, then if I delete any one of the child record, count should be. Am I right or no? Am I right? Okay. Otherwise, let me give one more use case. Total 0. Now I created payment 1, 10,000. When I create a new child record, sum of the amount, so 0 plus 10,000. I added one more payment record, then 10,000 plus 15,000. When I modify the payment record, 15,000 I modified as 8,000. Now I decreased by 7. So 25,000 minus. I modified this to 18,000. Then I have to give plus. Are you getting my point? So when the child is created, add it to the parent. When child is modified, increment the parent or decrement the parent. When child is deleted, decrease the count. This is the functionality of roll-up summary. See, if you create a roll-up summary between two objects, this is how the calculation happens. When a child is created, add the amount to parent. When the child is deleted, remove the amount from parent. When the child is modified, difference should be added or removed. Are you getting my point? Is that was clear? This is the roll-up summary. Now I want to achieve the same roll-up summary functionality on lookup relation. Two objects are connected by lookup, but I want to give a roll-up summary operation. Okay, let us see this. Requirement is clear. Roll-up summary will be created on two objects which are connected by master detail. But what is your requirement? You want to create a roll-up summary on two objects which are connected by lookup relation. How it is possible? Using trigger. Now, it's very important. Try to understand it. Listen carefully. Listen carefully. On employee object, default value, this is what we got. Now the total value. Where is the total value? Employee. Now where the trigger should be written? On the child object. Whenever the payment is created, it should be added to the parent. Now let us come back. I have a requirement like before insert, after insert, after update. So on the I was supposed to create a trigger. Before insert, after insert, after update, after delete. These are the events. The trigger should run before insert, after update, after delete. When the trigger will run, four contexts: before insert, after insert, before update, after delete. The trigger has to run in four contexts. Now listen carefully. I am creating a class. First, I am writing a logic here. Whenever a new payment is created without employee, without employee ID, throw error message. So, because it's a lookup relation, so there may be a possibility that you may enter, you may not enter. So, I want to write a trigger. It is a must that employee ID should be chosen. Then now I am giving public static void list of then I'm taking one by one payment record. If P dot employee equal to, if employee ID equal to null, you have not entered the employee ID, then we are supposed to give P dot add look at the context. List of payments what we gave. I told if employee ID is not entered, then throw error message that choose the employee. When this should happen? Before the record is saved. Then I am giving here. If trigger dot is before and trigger dot is trigger dot before. If it is a before trigger and if it is insert trigger. Now this logic should run when? If it is a before insert trigger. Is before, if it is a before trigger. Is insert, is it an insert trigger? This is what I get. So this trigger will run, the logic will run only if it is before insert. If the trigger is fired because of before insert, this will run. Are you getting my point? If it is a before trigger and if it is insert trigger, then the logic is going to run. So it is what? Before insert. Then go back to the, I hope you got my point. New payment record. New. Without entering the employee, I was giving here. Choose the employee first. So without entering the employee, without choosing the employee, if you are trying to make an operation, throw error message. So come back to the next one. Next, if the employee is inserted, if the payment record is inserted, can you guarantee that always we give a single payment? You may go with multiple payments. When you say you are going with multiple payments, for the same employee, you might have made 2 or 3 payments. I got 10 payments. Out of the 10 payments, for Satish, there may be 2 or 3 payments. That is the reason what I am doing. Group all the payments related to the Satish first. Group all the payments related to the Kiran. That is where the logic I have discussed. Now, what is the logic I have discussed? Map of ID, comma, list of this is what I get. List of. Then group all the employees. Okay, group all the payments based on keys, employee ID, and value is associated. Then what we are going to take for payment. Then I told what is the logic? ID, employee ID equal to P dot. Boolean, Boolean, flag, Boolean flag, right? Flag equal to pay map dot contains key. P map dot contains key. If map contains the key, then I'm going to check. If this is what I give. The same logic we explained in the earlier case. If flag equal to true, already data is there. If data is already there, paylist dot add. Then again put back to what is the map name? Pay map dot put employee ID, comma. If it is not there, now here I was supposed to make one extra statement. What is it? Paylist pay list equal to emp map dot get of get the existing list, then add it to the, what was this? What was that? Right. Pay list equal to emp map dot, not a pay map. Pay map dot get of emp ID. This logic I am not explaining, we have just done now. Okay. So finally, what is there in the map? Employee ID corresponding payments. Employee ID corresponding payments. Then what I was supposed to do? Then I have to take like this. For ID key equal to pay map dot. Then what I'm doing? I'm taking one by one employee. For every employee, we have a list of payments. Right. List of payment is equal to pay map dot get of. Now, if I give employee ID, what are you going to get? If I give employee ID, what we are going to get? If employee ID is given, we get corresponding payments. Then what we are supposed to do? Okay. Then I was supposed to take for payment equal to. Then I'm going to take sum equal to. What was that? I am summing up all the payments amounts. Payment 1, payment 2, payment 3. That total amount I am summing up. So it is sum equal to sum plus PA dot. So what I have done for this employee, this is the sum of the amount which I am making. See boss, there are 4 payments you are making. Now I told sum of the all 4 payments. Tell me what is the grand total. Simply go take this grand total, add it to the parent. Right. Now it is all depends upon your understandability on what is roll-up summary. If you first understand what is the roll-up summary in administration, then you understand this logic. Got it? Roll-up summary means what? Parent, childs are there. Sum of all the child amounts. What does it mean? There are 4 childs. Take every child, take the sum, add up. Now here also what I am doing? Employee ID, corresponding payment. Take every payment, add up the sum. Then here I am creating a map of ID comma. What is the employee ID? Then here we are giving emp map dot put key comma. So what is this? Employee ID as a key and their corresponding payment, new payments amount as well. This is what I told. Finally, once you got the payment, go to parent and update it. List of employee. Get employee data for employee E employees E dot total equal to E dot total plus what is the new amount we got? What is the new amount? EMP map dot get off. Then we make update. First, let me show the output. At least you get some idea. People should keep practicing the logics. Look at the code, we need to follow it. At every point, if I explain the logic, then how will you write your programs, boss? Step by step, line by line, if every logic, if I'm explaining, when you get the experience of writing a program, this is what the drawbacks. You're just trying to understand the programs or logic, what I'm trying to explain, never making attempt to write your own programs. So every concept will become a new for you, every example will become a new for you. People have to understand the concept of list, set, map, SQL. When you write the query, immediately you have to understand what we are writing. Practice the more number of examples. Then I have else. If trigger dot is after, so if it is after inset, then write the dot. After insert, we are expecting whenever a new payment is made, that payment amount should be added to the corresponding employee. So go back here. Go to any one of the employee. What is the total value we received here? Now I'm making a payment. New payment. Go to Satish. What is the total we got here? Employee 10,000. Go to payment. So whenever you make a new payment, identify who is your parent. Go and add the payment to the 1,000, 10,000, 20,000. We are getting the total. Whenever a payment record is inserted, identify who is your parent, add it. Because here I am giving a single record. Here I am giving a single record. Now I don't want to give a single record. I want to go with a data loader. Now always it will not be a single record, right? Now I am going with the data loader. Let us see. I am going with the data loader. I want to insert multiple records. It is 12 into 10,000. Already existing data 30. So I give 12 into 10,000. Told okay, 1,20,000 plus 30. Now look at this. When I'm doing it, multiple payments are done for the same parent. Then how will you do that? Okay, here I'll take one more parent also for your understanding purpose. I'll take one more parent also. For this person, I gave 20,000. Now, am I inserting the data for only one particular person? No. Now, when you are making a multiple payments, now you should not write a separate trigger. The same trigger should run. Now, what I'm doing? All the payments related to one employee should be grouped. Then when I group it, all these payments will be grouped. List of employees, corresponding payments. Then sum of the amount. Then sum of the amount. What is the amount here? We have list of corresponding payments. Sum of the amount. Then take one by one amount. Take one by one amount, add it up. The total amount. This employee, this is the total. This employee, this is the total. Are you getting? Now I have written a program. What if the person insert the data using? What if the person insert the data using data loader? We can make it as simple if it is a single record. But our program should never worry about single record. Assume that you will be inserting a group of record. Your program should be a more generic. Right. Then I'm making here. Then I'll go to import wizard and set. Because there are only few records. I can do with import wizard, right? Data management. Custom object. Payment. What is the object you are taking? Payment object. Choose the file. You're not getting employee ID. Okay. An auto map. Employee. Records are inserted. So go back to this. Go back to the employee. Ravi, is a first record. We got 80,000 because there are 4 records with 20,000. Similarly, we have 1,30,000 plus 1,20,000. Now, what was this? Because when you are inserting, there may be multiple child records. Now, the question is, when you are inserting a multiple child records for a parent, why you want to take every child and update? If there are 1,000, every child record will go and update parent? No. First, group them according to the parent and make one single demal operation. Group them according to parent, get their total value, get their sum value, sum up, sum you upload it only once. I hope you got my point. Intention is clear. When you are inserting the data using a data loader, because we are testing with one record, the things will be very simple. If you write a simple logic, it will run. But what if I insert the data using a data loader? What if I insert the data using a third-party system? Then your code should run. That is the reason we are making so complex code. If it is only a single record-based code, it will not be so complex. It will be a simple format. But always your code should be what? Generic code, which should support multiple number of record insertion at a time. I hope you got. This code is clear till here. This code is for what? Grouping the data according to the parent. Then what did I do in this case? Create a map with employee ID as key and corresponding child payment So this is the employee, this is the sum of all the payment records. Then take one by one. Okay, now I told employee ID. If I give employee ID, what we are going to get? Corresponding payment records. Once you got the payment record, take one by one payment record, add it to the sum. So it is the sum of all the child payment records. Sum of all the corresponding child payment records. Then I told put in a map. Employee ID is the key and the total value is the value. Total is the value. This employee, this is a new value which is generated from new payments. Then I wrote a SQL query on employee, brought the existing total value plus new total value, updated. Right. Now, same code, I want to run it as delete. If you delete, what will happen? If you delete, same logic, no difference. Only the point here is, only the difference is the same logic will run. Only the difference is instead of plus, we have to say if existing records are deleted, we are going to minus. So how do you write the trigger? Even this, let me make it simple for you. After delete, if trigger dot is after delete. You will delete. Passing. Because it's a delete trigger, I am passing trigger dot. Then let me run this. Then go back to any one of the record and cross check whether it's working fine. This is 1,40,000, right? Delete one of the record. 1 lakh. So when you delete, corresponding amount is getting deleted. Are you clear about this? Now, the most complex point here is update. Now, if any one of the child record deleted, we removed. Added, new child is created, added. If existing child record is modified, existing child record is modified. Now, how do you know that it is modified? Right. We need to go to the amount field, check whether amount is modified or not. If it is modified, then I have to run my logic. I have to check whether it is modified or not, whether amount field is modified or not. If it is modified, you have to check it. You can make an attempt of trying, achieving this updation. Now check whether amount field is modified or not. If it is modified, run this logic. So I'll try to explain the logic one more time now. Try to get it. Again, I'm making clear. If you try to understand the logics, you will not get development. You have to take a scenarios and start implementing it. Otherwise, simply coming and listening to the class, you cannot become a developer. Right? You have to implementing a number of examples, then you know how to build a logics or how to understand the logic. Right? Let me give it one more fixed stage. Now I have a parent record here. This is the parent data what we have. Now, I was trying to insert the following records. I'm going to insert the following parent records: P01, this is the data what we have. This record we are trying to insert. All these records at a time we are trying to insert. Using a data loader, I told C. Then what is the logic I wrote? First, I wrote the logic map ID list of this is the map I created. Finally, in the map, how the data has come? How the data has come? Because of this map, the data has come in this way: 001, 01, this is how we got 002, this is what the logic we have written. We explained this logic, right? What was that? If already ID is there, then get the values, add it to the new, add the new value to the list and put back to the map. So finally the mapping is done. First logic what I explained, like this we got it. Then I told get key set. When you say get key set, what are you getting? 001. Once you got the map, get the key set. Once you got the key set, I wrote a SQL query. Select ID, total from account where ID in. Then, what is the data we received here? When I wrote the SQL query, we got 001, 0, 002. This is the data what I received. Right. Then I told group this value. Okay. Let me pull it here. Then I told take this map for ID key set. When you say key set, what we get? Pay map dot key set. What is pay map dot key set? 001, 00. Now I told list of pay is equal to pay map dot get of. So if I give 001, what are you getting? This set of records will come. Okay. Am I right? 001, this set of records will come. Then I told for payment P now P. What is P? This is P. Then I told sum equal to sum plus P dot. Now what is sum? 0. 0 plus P amount is. Now this has become sum. Then loop will go to next. What is the next one we have? Go to next. Now what is P? P03, 10,000. Then 5,000 plus. Now we got total 15,000. So what is the sum? For 001, sum is 50,000. Then what you are supposed to do? Create a map and say 001, 15,000. Similarly, now key will go to next one. What is the key? 002. Now what is that? P is 6,000, 12,000. What is the value we got? 001. So finally what? For 001 account, 15,000 is the new payment. For 002 account, 18,000 is the new payment. What I should do? I should say 0 plus 15,000, 10,000 plus 18,000. Did you get my point? Did you get my point? Whatever the final grand value we got, update this data to corresponding account. This is my requirement. This is the concept of roll-up summary. When a new child records are added, their amount is summed up and final sum is added to the parent. Did you get my point? Okay. I hope you got my point. So try from your end. We'll try to explain it one more time in the next session. Right. Check out this. Try from your end how to achieve it. Again, I'm making clear. If you simply try to practice my program, it is no use. You are supposed to implement the use cases which I have given in Excel sheet. Class to class, you have to implement those use cases. When you are writing the use cases, you understand the program. If you're just trying to listen to the class, implement the same concept, you get only this concept, but you don't know how to write a program. Without practicing, you will not become a developer. I'm making very clear. You are supposed to implement new examples. Right. Chalo. We'll see it in the next session.
My parent. But I'm just taking this one, but it is not displaying in my custom Visual Force page. It is displaying the
ID.
Shredder page.
Now see. is a custom lookup field, right?
Get is a parent.
RBI underscore C you create.
It is a parent.
See, this is the field.
Yeah.
This field.
Ah.
So this object dot, okay, suppose this is like this. Suppose you create an account. You created a custom field, let us say RBI, CON dot RBI. This is a child object. First you create an instance of the child object. The child object CON dot, the name of the lookup field. Okay.